Hi boys and girls, I'm back, and today I'm going to talk to you about some vocabulary and some ways to measure using inches. So the first thing that I'm going to go over are the vocabulary words. So for today's lesson that you do on Google Classroom, these are the important words that you need to know. So ruler, inch, centimeter, length, height, and then on Wednesday you're going to talk about feet and yard as units of measure. So let's talk about inches first. Inch, when you're using a ruler, is the solid numbers on the ruler, and they're bigger units of measure than centimeters. So when you keep in your mind, if you didn't have a ruler, an inch would be about the size of a paper clip. When you're using centimeters, they're smaller units of measure, and the centimeter is about the size of a dime. So it's just a good vision to keep in your mind about how it is. So another way to think about a centimeter is the top of your pinky nail is about a centimeter. The length of something is when it goes from one end to the other end. The height of something is when it goes from the bottom to the top. Okay, so let's talk first here about these measuring tips, or how you measure something. The first one says, make sure you are using the correct side of the ruler or tool. So in this case, I don't have measurements on both sides. I just have them on the front. So you need to make sure if you are using a double-sided ruler, if you want to use inches, you use the inch side. The second thing says, line up the edge of the object with the end of the ruler or on zero. So you need to start right at the edge of something, whatever you're measuring. In this case, I'm going to demonstrate with you measuring with lines. So you're going from one end of the line with the ruler and seeing where it stops. Well, in this case, it's hard for you to see there, but it's stopping at number 5. So that you would write down that this line is 5 inches. Okay? Then I'm going to go to the next one. And I'm seeing that I'm starting at the end, and it goes to 2, so that's 2 inches. And then the last line I have is from the end to the number 7, and that's 7 inches. The one thing that you can't do is have this not start at 0, or you will not get an accurate measurement. You have got to make sure if it's a line, an object, whatever you're measuring, you start at the end and see where the object line ends up. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to keep in mind. Then I thought it would be fun to measure some objects that I had in my office, so you can see not only measurement with lines, but measurement with objects. So in this case, I have a Post-it cube, and I hope that you can all see this, but this is, if I measure from one end to the other, it's about 3 inches long. Then if I take my book, Dragon Loves Tacos, that I read last night at my Google Meet, and I go from one side to the other side, it's about 9 inches. Okay? Then I thought it would be fun to do the height of something. So I have this little llama in my office. So I thought if we measured the height of the llama, it is about 6 inches if you include his ear. So we're going from the bottom to the top. Then the last thing I wanted to show you was a marker. And in this case, this marker is about 5 inches. Sorry, I'm like covering in there. It's about 5 inches long. Okay? So then the last thing I want to do before I set you on your way to do your work today is show you some sheets. So I showed you went over the vocabulary. I taught you how to use the ruler. And then I showed you some real life objects. And now I'm going to go over this sheet with you. So this says, what is the length of the ribbon? So sometimes you have a picture of a ruler in an object already. So in this case, the ribbon is at the end, starting with 0. And you can see the word inch there in the numbers. And it ends on 4. So that would be 4 inches. So sometimes when you are listing out the measurement, you can write the number, right like that. And then you're also going to write IN for the abbreviation for inch. Then if I come down here onto the one with the black ribbon, it says, what is the length of this ribbon? And I'm looking closely and I see that it is 2 inches. So I would put the number 2 and an IN again. Then it says, what is the length of this ribbon? And it's the blue ribbon. And again, it's 4 inches. Just like that. And I'm writing the abbreviation of IN. And then the last one on this page says, what is the length of the ribbon, the green polka dots? And it's 3 inches. Okay, so that's how I would do that sheet. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do is show you how to draw some lines. And that's the last thing I'm actually going to do. So if you had a paper and it said, I can use my ruler to measure, so I'm going to show you that nice and close. So this is saying a 1 inch. So what this activity would be asking you to do would be to draw a 1 inch line. So it's a little tricky for me to do up in the air. But if you start at the dot, I'll try to line this up for you like this. I would take my pencil, pen, marker, crayon, whatever I have, and they just want me to make a line that's 1 inch. Oh, it's really hard to do like that. There we go. I made a 1 inch line. See that? Then if I go down here, I would do a 2 inch line. And now that's 2 inches. See it? Then if I went down here, I'm going to skip down and do one that's a little bit longer. It's a 5 inch long line, like that. And there it is. So the important things to remember again is when you, especially when you're measuring at the beginning, is that you have got to make sure that you line it up at the very beginning or at the number 0, which isn't even there, but, and then end it. The ending part is how long it is. And again, this is measuring the length. When I took my llama over here, we were measuring, oops, you gotta start with 0, the height. Okay. So today on your Google Classroom assignment, you're gonna be measuring with inches. Good luck and work hard. See you next time.